Welcome to Farming Aid.
What if I told you the secret to a more profitable, resilient, and sustainable dairy farm wasn't a new piece of technology or a higher producing cow, but an ancient breed from the frozen fjords of Norway? This is the Telemark cow. The Nordic secret that's rewriting the rules for cold climate dairying. This isn't about chasing peak milk volume. It's about peak lifetime profit through unbelievable hardiness, legendary feed efficiency, and milk so rich it creates a premium product. In this video, we're diving deep into why this triple-purpose heritage breed might be the most profitable decision a cold climate dairy farmer can make. We'll cover their incredible history, break down the real economics of feed, health, and longevity, and show you how they can transform your farm's resilience. If you're passionate about building a farm that thrives with your climate, not despite it, you need to see this. Now, let's head to the mountains of Norway to meet the cow that laughs at winter. The story of the Telemark cattle begins in the Telemark region of Norway, a land of deep forests, steep valleys, and a climate that demands resilience from every living thing. These are not animals created in a controlled breeding program of the modern era, they are the product of centuries of natural and farmer-led selection under extreme conditions. For generations, Norwegian farmers needed a cow that could do more than just produce milk. She needed to pull a plow or a sled, navigate rocky, mountainous terrain to graze on sparse, native grasses, and most critically, survive long, dark winters on conserved forage of variable quality. The Telemark cow evolved as this triple-purpose beast, a provider of milk, meat, and muscle. Her compact, sturdy frame, strong legs, and tough claws are built for stability and endurance, not the confinement of a soft-bedded freestall. Her thick, double-layered coat, often in shades of red, white, and black, provides insulation so effective that she expends far less energy simply maintaining her body temperature in freezing conditions than her more refined counterparts. This evolutionary history is not a quaint footnote, it is the very foundation of her modern economic advantage in cold climates. When we discuss profitability in dairy farming, the initial metric is often pounds of milk shipped. By that singular measure, a Holstein will outproduce a Telemark. But profitability is a complex equation where income is only one variable, the other, often more decisive, is cost. This is where the Telemark secret begins to reveal itself. Her feed efficiency in a cold climate setting is exceptional. Because she is smaller, typically weighing 900 to 1,100 pounds, her maintenance requirements are lower. Because of her superb insulation and Nordic metabolism, she does not require the dramatic increase in caloric intake to generate heat that other breeds do when temperatures plunge. A Telemark herd can maintain condition and production on a diet of high-quality hay, grass silage, and forage crops, requiring significantly less concentrated grain. In an era of volatile feed prices, this ability to convert homegrown forage into milk and meat with minimal supplementary input is a direct booster to the bottom line. Her milk, while moderate in volume, is extraordinarily rich. Telemark milk consistently tests high in butterfat and protein, the components that determine cheese yield and nutritional value. For a farmer selling into a fluid market with component pricing, or better yet, for an on-farm cheese-making operation, this rich milk translates to premium paychecks or higher yields of valuable artisan product from the same volume. Beyond the feed bill, the Telemark cow writes her economic story through her longevity and rugged health. The industrialized dairy model often tacitly accepts a high rate of attrition, with cows exiting the herd after just 2 or 3 lactations due to musculoskeletal issues, metabolic disorders, or mastitis. The Telemark challenges this norm. Built for purpose, with strong feet and legs, she suffers far fewer lameness issues, a leading cause of culling and lost production. She possesses a notable innate resistance to mastitis, honed over centuries without the interventions of modern medicine. Her calving is famously easy, a trait selected for necessity in remote Norwegian farms where veterinary assistance was a fantasy. This ease of calving means fewer veterinary interventions, fewer lost calves, and a quicker return to production for the cow. When you compound these traits, longer productive life, lower veterinary costs, fewer replacements to raise or buy, the lifetime profitability of a telemark cow can eclipse that of a higher producing but more fragile animal. She is not a short-term sprint champion, she is a marathon runner, consistently contributing to the farm's output for 8, 10, or even more lactations. For the cold climate farmer, the winter management benefits are transformative. While Holsteins require deeply bedded, draft-free barns and might still shiver in a Canadian or Nordic winter, telemarks are in their element. They can be housed in simpler, more open structures, with excellent ventilation, because they are so well adapted to the cold. In fact, they often prefer it. Their ability to winter outdoors with adequate shelter and feed is a reality for many breeders, drastically reducing bedding and manure handling costs. Their grazing behavior is equally advantageous. As summer returns, they are aggressive, unpicky grazers, efficiently cleaning pastures and thriving on diverse swards, including browse that other breeds might ignore. This reduces reliance on purchased feed and supports regenerative grazing practices that build soil health. Furthermore, their triple-purpose heritage means they finish remarkably well on grass. Bull calves and cull cows do not become a byproduct loss but a valuable source of high-quality, grass-fed beef, adding a significant and complementary revenue stream to the dairy operation. This diversification within a single breed is a powerful risk management tool. The character of the telemark cow is as distinctive as her physique. Often described as alert, intelligent, and remarkably docile when handled with respect, she possesses a certain independence forged from her history. She is an active forager, a problem solver in the pasture, and demonstrates strong maternal instincts. This temperament makes them a pleasure to work within a management-intensive grazing system or a smaller-scale farm where human-animal interaction is high. For the farm seeking to engage in agritourism or direct marketing, the telemark striking appearance, often with a badger face pattern, lyre-shaped horns, and a graceful yet powerful build, becomes a story in itself, a connection to a rugged heritage that consumers find compelling. Embracing the telemark secret does require a shift in mindset. It is a move away from the commodity milk volume game toward a model of value-added production and cost containment. The most successful telemark breeders often direct market their rich milk, cream, butter, and especially cheese. The milk's compositional superiority shines in these products. A small herd of telemarks can support a thriving farmstead creamery, producing a unique product with a terroir story, of Nordic resilience, grass-based nutrition, and heritage, that commands a premium price. For the farmer supplying a local dairy cooperative, the high component levels ensure top-tier payment. The breed also fits perfectly into the growing demand for A2/A2 milk, as many telemarks naturally carry this genetic profile, which some consumers seek for its digestibility, opening another niche market. The challenges of the telemark are primarily those of availability and scale. She is a rare breed, even in her native Norway, and numbers in North America and other cold climate regions are small but growing. Finding breeding stock requires connection with dedicated preservation breeders and perhaps patience. Her milk volume, while sufficient and economically produced, will not fill the same number of tankers as a Holstein herd, making her less suited to the largest scale, most capital-intensive dairy operations. But for the family farm, the diversified homestead, the regenerative grazier, or the value-added artisan, these are not drawbacks but defining characteristics of a more sustainable model. So, what's the final verdict on the telemark? This isn't just a breed you choose, it's a farming philosophy you adopt. In a world that often pushes for more inputs, more volume, more intensity, the telemark cow offers a different path. A path of resilience, built on less grain, because she's a master at turning your forage into gold. Less intervention, thanks to her ironclad health and easy calving. Less waste, because every animal, from the milk cow to the bull calf, adds direct value. And less worry when the winter winds blow and you know your herd is genetically designed to not just endure, but to thrive. For the cold climate farmer, the homesteader, the grass-based producer, or the value-added artisan, the telemark isn't a step back, but a strategic step forward. It's a move toward a system where true profitability is measured not in gallons per day, but in decades of service, in premium products, and in the profound satisfaction of working with an animal perfectly in sync with its environment. If this deep dive into the incredible telemark cattle has sparked your curiosity, if you see a bit of that resilient future for your own farm, then do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, it really helps the channel grow. Subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss what's next. We're always exploring heritage breeds, sustainable practices, and the tools that help build resilient farms. Most importantly, I want to hear from you. Let's get a conversation started in the comments below. Could you see telemarks working on your land? What's the biggest hurdle you face in your climate? Or do you have experience with another hardy breed? Share your thoughts and questions. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep building something that lasts.